Hi everybody, welcome to the final day of the Golden Quill Month. I hope you have had a wonderful creative month. I have been creative. I haven't written that much what I hoped I had written. I would have written by now, but I have made progress, and that is what the Golden Quill Month is all about. So, all in all, I'm quite satisfied. And you know what? Even though I haven't written as much as I would have liked, by now, the piece that I have written is a good beginning. I expect that I will possibly rewrite or, let's just say, edit it some more later on, with some more world building, maybe some more specific things for the characters involved. But yeah, I think for now it's good. Later on during one of our creative sessions, I will add a little bit of world building things and character things that I thought of the last few days, and since yesterday also, because yesterday I wrote 500 words, which is a good thing. And so I want to add that, and after that I will just keep on writing. Today I won't be doing a map making session, because right now my head is really with the writing, so I decided to continue with that and see how it goes. Like previous times, I will only do 2 creative sessions. And before I forget, for those who don't know me, my name is Ilse. I am a magic-wielding dragon companion and creator of worlds. And today I will do creative sessions to help you on your author journey. Hey Dida! Oh, you have that weird sound again. It's really weird. I have no idea why that is. I mean, it's just the normal mic. It's really weird. A little poor sound metallic tin box feedback-ish. And it's quite weird because there is nothing metallic around it. So I don't know what's causing it. But we'll see how that goes. These are the weird things that will keep popping up from time to time. It's the feedback that I can't help. I don't know where it comes from. Because the mic is just, I don't know. I have no idea where it comes from. I don't know. It's close to my laptop, but I can't help that. Yeah, but it's the only place right now that I can put it, because otherwise it won't work. Otherwise it won't catch my sound. So that's the weird thing of it. And it's close to my writing laptop, but not close to my streaming laptop. So perhaps it's the metallic from the laptop, although it's not metallic. It's plastic-ish. How do you call it? It's not metallic anyway. So I don't know. I can't seem to solve that right now, unfortunately. So for everybody listening in and watching, how has your writing month or your creative month been so far? I hope it's all been going good. Did you say it's not metal making it, it's the mic or loudspeaker? Yeah, but that's... I don't know how to solve that, because that would be in the mic itself, and I can't change that. Is it now down? But I think you can hear me less now, because I turned down the sound of the mic itself. Does it make it any better? haven't a clue. It's so weird. And it does have this. Do you guys see that? Yeah. It does have this pop thingy. It should make things better. So I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, you can hear me, but there's still the feedback. I don't know how to solve it. If anybody else in the chat happens to know how to solve this problem, then please enlighten me, because I haven't got a clue. I really don't. It's also, I don't think it's something in OBS. Let me see. I don't know. Maybe I will see. Oh, sorry, my hair got stuck. I'll see if I can find some filter or something next week. Some filter in OBS that might take that sound away. And maybe that will help. But I don't know. So, like I said, I don't know what I said anymore. I've lost my track. COVID brain, let's put it aside. Yes, I wrote a little, I did a lot of world building this month. And discovered lots of things for my characters. And with thanks to some people in Blue Sky, I now have an interesting, just possibly throwaway character who has an evil role, and I asked her namesake to provide me with another name, because the name of that person is also the name of someone I know very well, so that's not going to be that name is not going to be used. And she provided me, luckily, with a few alternatives, so that's a good thing. And I will see further how exactly I will use those alternatives. And I also did more research into tropical environments, into the life of sea turtles, because I didn't know enough about that, and I really needed to know, especially because Naja will be in there. Will be in the ocean with the sea turtles in the beginning of the book. So I needed to know certain things. And what else? More about some rituals and about food, about diets in the kingdom of Silk and Bamboo, which is also very handy to know. And some things about the timeline and foreshadowing, which I can't tell you guys yet, but it will be fun. It will be fun to notice. And Dida, you say you just have a pile, so you did something. You're trying to find out how much you've done this month, but the number of wikis, you don't know. Okay, totally understandable. Well, if you have a pile, then you've done loads, and I know you have done loads. And that is so incredible. And I have to say, we began the Golden Quill Month as a month that focuses not only on word count, but also on other parts of our creative process, that is the writing process. And that includes world building, for example, map making, but also research and things you find in research. But also determining, for example, what the favorite colors of one of your characters are, or the food that someone's eating, diets, menus, things like that. Ceremonial clothing, normal clothing, and loads more. And that is one of the things I really like about our event. And I'm happy with the result I got so far. Did you say, oh yeah, you figured out some places, what color they have, coats of armor they have? Excellent, and that's also very important to know. And it's just, it makes your world, how should I say that? It makes your world far more believable. And it makes it happen that you, let's see, people can really form an image, can really form the vision of your world and of your characters. And that is very important. And from there, we'll just see how things go and what you can use. And for me, it's so far everything I found this month are things that I can and will use because I researched it specifically because I could use it. So yeah. Oh, hi Precious, it's nice to meet you. I don't think I've known you before. Welcome in the live stream. And did you say it's good to know what color livery the soldiers are carrying? Yeah, I mean, imagine your soldiers and other soldiers being on the battlefield and they're trying to kill each other, but they don't know what colors their companions have. So they start to kill basically everybody around them, but incidentally they kill one of their own. That wouldn't be good. So yeah, and the livery would be very important. The colors of the livery would be very important to know. And for the rest, yeah, it's, I mean, you need to know. You need to know how things can react, but also what is possible. For example, I looked at colors for one of my characters, for Naja, and one interesting color that came to mind was salmon pink. And then I realized that salmon is nowhere to be found in the kingdom of Serpent Bamboo. So it wouldn't be logical to have a color with that name if the thing it is called after is nowhere to be found. So I looked for a similar color and a good name that was attached to that. And so I found that the inside of a conch shell might be working for that. So for now I'm going with that. And did you say not that banal, luckily? Oh, good. Good. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it all depends on how you use it. And more like watching patrols moving along the border. That's also very important. I mean, you need to know if it's your own people coming or someone else. And if it's friendly or possibly a foe who's coming up. So, yeah, those are all things to keep in mind. And, to research and to see what you can do with it, and how important it is for your characters to know, for the people around them to know, like the sidekicks, but also other people in the city, just those who your characters might meet. Those are all, they can perhaps see someone and think it's an enemy and cry out enemy while there is actually no enemy. So yeah, those are important things. And did you say more like observing how well the neighbor's watching, how often and how many they send for patrols? I like that. See, those are also very important things to know. Who knows what sort of question? Yeah, that's especially if information is sort of like a commodity, and also, of course, in certain places, information is very important, and of course, depending on the information, I mean, there's gossip, and there's true information that you need. But yeah, information can be, in a way, a commodity. Think about, what was his name in Game of Thrones? The bald guy, that fat bald guy, who had all these children and other people who supplied him with information. He could work with that and do things and set things in motion, things like that. I don't quite know what his name is anymore, but yeah, it's a way to use information that can be gathered basically everywhere. So, and didn't you say, and information could be very precious or even too cheap? Exactly. I mean, if everybody offers that information, then, and it's information that you either already know or it's not really that useful, yeah, why is it valuable? It loses its value. And there needs to be a difference in the type of information you are looking for, or your character, or that sort of character is looking for in this trading, and that all depends on what someone else thinks is valuable. So yeah, it's important. And did you say, I guess they might be having waves of fake news too? Yeah, because, especially when things are changing, and double guess even, yeah. Because when things are changing, and when, for example, there is a lot of scheming going on, then the people who are scheming will also make sure that certain news is fake, because they depend on it. And they need certain news to be fake to be able to carry out their plan. Otherwise, their plan will backfire. So, yeah, those are all important things. Okay, so what I suggest is that we get into our first creative session of today, and we'll see how everything goes. Like I said, I will be writing some more in my in a chapter I was working on this week, so that will be fun. I wish you all a happy writing session, and let's see if I can still start it correctly. There we go. And that is the end of our first writing sprint. And how did it go for you all? I have to say it went quite okay for me. I was surprised. And a few things happened. Well, let's start properly. Two more characters are introduced, and okay, I'm gonna put this away for a moment. Two more characters are introduced, which was in the planning, but Masha's youngest sister, or at least the youngest sister that you guys get to know when you start reading the stories later on. She has a fun part to her, and she is really on Masha's side, and let's just say she did something that I quite didn't expect. But it's fun, and it will help Masha, so that's the most important thing at the moment. Okay, let's see. Yes. Did you say cool sounds with a change of scene was a little abrupt from canopy to down low near water and perhaps darkness? Yeah, I'm still playing around with the background noise, with background sounds. I have downloaded some sounds from Pixabay, and I'm still seeing if I can get better sounds for singing birds and jungle sounds and things like that, and especially sounds that are a little bit longer than half a minute. I found that having those nature sounds in the background works for me unexpectedly, and where music is still for me way too much to handle, the nature sounds don't, how should I say that? They don't start the oversensitivity to stimuli, to sounds. So that's a good thing. So that's why I'm still looking for an ideal combination of nature sounds. And yes, these were just 3 that I picked, and it's not ideal, but oh well. And did you say a lovely sound switching to a city backyard with a jet in the background? Yeah. And it's that was not just a handy thing indeed. I don't know what happened there with the people who recorded that sound. But hopefully I can find better sounds for next week. You say it was okay, a bit broken. Well, that would be logical because it were three different soundtracks. So it wasn't from the same people. It wasn't it was not a long soundtrack. So that's why it seemed a bit broken. And you often write with music on. Yeah, that's what I used to do before I got COVID, or before I got these many symptoms and these harsh symptoms of COVID, post-COVID. So it's not easy, but at least I can have nature sounds again. The first time that I noticed that nature sounds don't bother me that much was when I was walking in the park, and it wasn't really edging on my tinnitus, whatever, the ear ringing in my ears. So yeah. And then you say people think it sounds relaxing and they have no idea it's more busy than what you have around your house. Yeah. Here in my town, I'm used to, at some moments, helicopters flying over, but usually it's just a car coming in, because I live in a really quiet neighborhood. So with a dead end at the road a few blocks down, so that's a good thing. The A Bit Broken. Oh, it's how it went for you this writing session. The Bit Broken. Okay, okay, I understand. Is there a particular reason why it was a bit broken for you? Was it and can you just continue with it or not? And Precious, how are you doing? How did it go for you? I hope everything went well for you. And I hope you enjoyed our first creative session. For me, it's still a bit weird, but I finally have the feeling that I'm really getting into the story, into the environment, into the setting, and that's a good thing. And you say, it felt broken because you've been writing without any timer on, you're not used to the timer. Yeah, and it stops you mid-sentence. Yeah, that's one of the things that either works for you or it doesn't. For me, at the moment, it works to use the Pomodoro technique. 25 minutes up and then a break for 5 minutes. But it doesn't work for everybody. In the past, I've also had times where I just would keep on writing, and I could write for hours on end. But right now, with my post-COVID, I also noticed that being able to concentrate is a real big issue, and being able to write, period, is an issue. So chopping it up in sessions of 25 minutes, it seems to work for me. I'll just get a little break, and then I'll just continue afterwards. But I also know that it's not something that I can do for a very long time, which is why these live streams are still quite limited, because otherwise I will be way too exhausted. And even with limiting the live streams to an hour or maybe an hour and a half, I still need to sleep afterwards, and I have a long night of sleep, like 10 or 12 hours afterwards, because otherwise I'm just way too exhausted to do anything the next day. And I'm still working on finding a good balance. And next week I have another appointment with my occupational therapist, and then we will look further into that as well. Because I noticed that post-COVID really did a number on my brains, or at least that's how I feel right now. And it's not the easiest thing, but I'll get through it eventually. So I'd like to do one more creative session, and then we're gonna call it a day, because I already noticed that I'm looking for words, let me put it that way. So that means that my brain is starting to give signals like, okay, you're reaching an area that might not become the best. I know that I can do one more session, but after that I really have to stop. And did you say, hope all goes well? Yeah, I hope so. Well, the occupational therapist is really good at guiding me with things and with giving me lots of tips and ways to cope with things like this. So I'm very happy with her guidance, and so far it works. I still need my rest, and I still need my tight schedule, but yeah, so far it works, and that's what's important. So yeah. Okay, one more session, and then I'm gonna call it a day for today, or at least for the live stream. And did you say I'm still doing YouTube? Even you need to take care and listen carefully to yourself. Exactly, yeah, and that's why. I mean, I know that I have one more session in me. I can do that, and then I can just take a break, relax, and do nothing for a while, and just let it all come to rest, and that's what's important. But this is I'm now at a point in my writing that I feel like I still have a little bit left in me, and I want to write it out, and then we'll see. So let's start one more session. I'm gonna get my headphones back on, because I don't know if you guys will hear the sound double if I have the sound just directly in my room instead of in my headphones. So that's why I have the headphones again. So we have one more session, and let's do this. Happy writing, everybody. And it will be again the sounds that we just had. So I don't have any other sounds at the moment.
And that is the end of our last creative session. How was it for you guys? Let me get rid of this headphone again. I have to say, this was not the easiest to write, but yeah, even though it wasn't easy, it was still good. So I'm quite satisfied about it. Where I originally had planned to gradually get Nasha's team all there at the ceremony, as it looks right now, I already gathered basically all of Nasha's team members. Now, what you have to know about Tergaenae is that a very important number is 8. And for teams that, like Nasha's team and later on Nijat's team and from and the other princesses team, the teams of the other princes, you will find they all consist of 8 members. In this case, Nasha and 7 other ladies. I can't tell you exactly what her team is about. You will find that out later on. But she has 17 members, and as it looks right now, I've got all 17 members with Nasha. I didn't quite expect that already, but it's okay. It's okay. It's fun. I already also have one of the team members. Let me rephrase that. One of the team members has already been instructed to do some more investigation, shall we call it that way. And if all goes well, someone else did not find out about that. It's one of the interesting things about Nasha's team.
So we'll see how that goes. I also found out, I discovered that, I mean, Nasha has to get ceremonial dressing for the official turtle release ceremony. She has her swimming clothing already. It's not a swimsuit like we're used to, because it doesn't look like that in Tergaenae. But she already has her swimming clothing, but she also needs the official ceremony, the official ceremonial clothing. And it has already been presented to her for the last check. But after that, she needs to go to the official dressing room. And at first I thought, they'll just go there and it will be done. But as it turns out, the official dressing room has an official ritual to be able to enter it if the doors are closed. And there's a magical device that will, for lack of a better word, scan the one who wants to enter it first, to give approval or not. And luckily, Nasha is approved, which it would have been a problem if she wouldn't have been approved, but she was, so that's a good thing. But yeah, it takes some rituals, and I did not see that one coming. I didn't expect that. So that's something I just discovered. There is one thing that I will need to look into as well, because I forgot to name an important deity. She needs a name, because I need that name later on during the ceremony as well. So it's the name of the I need a name for the sea turtle deity. She's a deity of the sea turtle, coral reef, fish. She's not an ocean deity in that sense. I mean, she's not someone like Zeus, but she's more connected to the coral reefs and sea turtles and the fish that live in the coral reefs and all the tiny creatures, the little creatures that live in the coral reef. So I need to figure out a name for her. I do know it's a her. It's not a male deity. It's a woman's deity. It's a woman deity. So a female deity. That was what I was looking for. So yeah, I'll need to find a name for that, for that deity. I mean, I can't keep calling her sea turtle deity. That doesn't feel right. So that's something I will have to look into. But you know, when I write and I don't know a name, I will just mark it in my document with another color and another background color of the text. That way it's very obvious for me when I'm scanning through the text that I need to do something with that, because it's really, really different from the rest that I see in the text. Didn't you say you made up your own military unit? The patrol is normally 7 soldiers, but it can also be 7 members and a leader is 8, equals 8. Yeah, it's a fun thing. And in Tergaenae, it's inspired by the number 8, and there's also the number 4 and the number 2 that are really important in Tergaenae. You should remember that. And during the series, you will find that those numbers play quite a role. And at times, things might change. I can't go into that right now, but at the beginning of book 2, things will really be shaken up by things that happen. And we might see a change in teams. at that moment. But how I will do that, how that happens, is something I don't know yet. But it's gonna be fun. Or interesting, I should say, not fun. But yeah, I'll see how that goes. Oh, 1 moment. I should go back to bingo. Yeah, I totally forgot to go back to the main screen. So it's fun to find out, and this is part of discovery writing, I think. These are things that, I mean, I knew that Naja needed to go to, okay, I'm going back to what I was talking about earlier, my apologies. As for the progression in my story right now, I knew Naja would have to dress with the ceremonial clothing, and she would go to the ceremonial dressing room to get the clothing and get something to eat, and then go on. But I didn't know exactly how things would pan out, because I usually just have a very small summary of the chapters and that's it. Just a few key points of things that have to happen, or that I think should happen, and that's about it. But when I start to write, I will really discover how things go along, and if things work, but also things like these rituals that I did not see coming, those are also things that I discover along the way while I'm writing. And this ritual and this magical device, they really came out of nowhere. And I mean, it's a part of world building I hadn't even thought about. It never crossed my mind, but still it's there, and I like it because I see possibilities for the future, for future things, future events that might happen. So it's gonna be fun. So yeah, that's how this writing session, this creative session went for me. I have to say, I'm satisfied with it. And I think that I will have to write a little bit later on, because I now really ended mid-sentence. But it's also because I was thinking about how Naja would react to that, to being scanned by that device. I don't know that yet, so I'll have to discover that. Did you say magic in it, how things occur in your world as well? They just jump onto the page. Yes, that's what I also love about discovery writing. And I have that combination of discovery writing and planning, because there are so many things that I need to plan, that I need to keep in mind. So much foreshadowing that happens, and that needs to get together at the right moment to really make that connection, and to bring all the storylines together at some point, and the characters together at the right moments. So I do need planning, because otherwise it's going to be a really incredible mess. I've been there, done that. Luckily not with Tergaenae Chronicles, but with another story I've written. I mean, that was really an utter mess. And I don't want to repeat that with Tergaenae Chronicles, because Tergaenae Chronicles is too important for that. And why is it important? Because this is the first writing project that I truly believe in, that I can make it better, and that I can eventually share it with you all. and it is a world, and it has characters and such a vast amount of stories that really want to get out, and a world that really deserves to be seen and to be heard about. So yeah, this is a story, this is a series that I am, just for the sake of my own sanity and for the sake of the quality of this story, this series, it is something where I plan and do discovery writing in a combined mix to make sure that it all works together in the end. So for now, this is the end of our second creative session, and I feel that I'm really searching for words right now. So I decided not to do another session because that won't make it any better. I do invite you all to come into our Discord and join us tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central European Time for our next podcast that Dida and I will do. And we will talk about language differences and the misunderstandings and conflicts they may cause. And we might also talk about another subject which we don't know yet, but will fit. Usually when we start talking, then things just flow. Our first podcast will be online in sometime in the coming days. I think probably, I don't know. I don't know yet. Sometime in the coming days it will get online. And I know I promised you guys last week something new, but it wasn't ready yet. But I think Tuesday, probably, I will post a few new things that I hope you guys like. And I will, later on, I think not coming week, but a week after, I will also post another new thing that I hope you guys will also like. And I'm not gonna tell you guys what it is yet. You'll have to see and find out. And hopefully you guys all like it. And did you say sorry phone call? No problem. I'm going to I wish you a lot of success with your phone call. So I invite you all to the Discord for our podcast tomorrow. And let's check in again next week, same time, same place, next week Saturday for a new live stream with creative sessions. I wish you all a wonderful weekend and with a lot of creativity, and you will have a great time. Bye bye.